Yo, it's your boy Tony the Savant back again with another one. Hey, y'all, just want to give a shout out to my boy Jeezy, the manager. Shout out to my cousin Hawk, been supporting since day one. I love that, and I love you, G. I'm just en route, but I just got news that Mr. Shannon Sharpe will be joining Stephen A. Smith on ESPN First Take. I believe it's just going to be on Monday and Tuesdays. I don't know if he'll be the permanent dude there, because Stephen A. likes to do the rotational guest kind of a thing. Which apparently news is broken that Skip Bayless is trying to do that as well. Now with his when he returns, he'll be having a rotational kind of a thing going on with his show. And and also that FS1 Fox Sports are ticked off about that. Like they super mad about Skip Bayless habitually just biting Stephen A. Smith's style. But nonetheless, you know what I mean, Stephen A. and Shannon Sharpe linking up. I got a different spin on this. I think this is going to be probably good for the ratings, good for football, I guess, to some degree. But man, oh man, y'all athletes better stay out of trouble, man. All athletes better stay out of trouble. Namely, off the top of my head, Kyrie, Irving, and Ja Morant. If those dudes get in any trouble, man, it's gonna be a wrap for those guys, especially on Mondays and Tuesdays. Like, can you imagine with Stephen A. Smith and Shannon Sharpe, the biggest LeBron fan, and also, shout out to Stephen A. I was thinking about dropping a video about this, but I'm gonna just go ahead and say that Stephen A. Smith, he was on Paul George's podcast. I know everybody heard about it by now, if you haven't actually heard the podcast, but he put the word out that LeBron and his crew, Rich Paul and all those guys, are obsessed with controlling the narrative. And he got to a point where he was just telling them to kick rocks and get on out of his face with all of the nonsense, which, I don't think there's nothing on record, saying that that's what LeBron and his guys do, other than Stephen A., saying that. But Stephen A. ain't gonna lie. And I think they was trying to put Stephen A. on the same payroll that Nick Wright's on. You know what I mean? These little media cats. I wouldn't be surprised if Shannon Sharpe is on that La Media payroll as well. But nonetheless, back to the point, I think that this is going to be, good for ratings to a degree, but horrible for any athlete that gets in trouble. And I'm not trying to put a stain on nobody. I'm not trying to accuse these dudes, although they both have, reputations for going after young black athletes. I think I don't know, man. There's too much evidence out there. My boy Ticket TV got a good little video just about an hour and a half long, just exposing Stephen A., man. And it's just, I didn't know all of this stuff, you know what I mean? It was new information to me. I don't kind of keep up with all of the stuff that Stephen A. says or keep a track record of it, but listening to that video, man, or just all the exposure of Stephen A. Smith, I just got a different opinion. I'm looking at him at a different light. Shannon Sharpe is a little bit more even killed, but still, you know what I mean? I think he a company man. You know what I mean? We know. And with Malika Andrews in the mix too, y'all. Oh man, can you imagine? Could you imagine if Brandon Miller gets in trouble? I ain't gonna say Brandon Miller. I ain't gonna say that. Stephen A. even exposed her. I ain't gonna say exposed her, to a degree exposed her, but they exposed ESPN and how they be putting Malika Andrews, namely, up on these agendas, insinuating her and incentivizing her to put those, like how she brought up that stuff with Brandon Miller, that trouble that he got into. I don't know what it was specifically. I know that it was resolved and under the rug, and police officers wasn't tripping about it. But nonetheless, Stephen A. says that ESPN put Malika Andrews up on that. Man, I that's why I said I got to break down that Paul George podcast from my angle, bro, because he was just saying a bunch of stuff, and that I guess, I don't want to say that I say, but that I'm definitely, I can definitely see that there's something going on in ESPN. But like I said in my last Malika Andrews video, it's good for business. You know what I mean? ESPN losing viewers, it's not stopping the sports media show. You know what I mean? Only thing that's going to happen is the guys on YouTube or the guys that have their own podcasts and platforms, we're going to gain a couple of more of those users, of those viewers, and it'll just be good for business for us. But like I say, ESPN has had a near and dear spot in my life and my heart for so long as a sports fan that I do hate to see the demise of them. But like I say, once these three get a hold, Malika Andrews, Shannon Sharpe, and Stephen A. Smith, they get a hold of the right story, I think that'll be the straw that breaks the camera's back. Because although I feel like Stephen A. and Shannon Sharpe will be good for ratings, like I want to throw that out there, both these gentlemen tend to, when they're on their A game and they're not, they're not doing all the nonsense. When they're in their A game, I enjoy watching these gentlemen. Like I said about Stephen A. Smith is probably the most in the middle media journalist I've ever listened to, as far as 50% of the stuff that he says I agree with, and 50% of the stuff that he says I adamantly disagree with. But like I say, he's like the most 50-50 news journalist I've ever listened to. And again, like I say, Ticket TV, shout out to Big Bro. That video that he got exposing, Stephen A. for a good hour. I know it's about an hour long. And how Stephen A. just, when he got an opinion about Ray Rice or Kyrie Irving, he got all the energy in the world. You know what I mean? He get up in the morning for that. He take a couple sips of the coffee. He brings out the new words, the new whatever word of the day. You know how Stephen A. be. Whatever word of the day is, he applying that pressure to whatever Kyrie or one of those guys. You know what I mean? But with Dana White, he got the soft voice. He humble. That's my friend. And the man is a good actor, and he always referencing soap operas. I can tell that, like, Stephen A. went from a news journalist one day to getting some acting lessons, and now he on a whole nother level with it. Like, the man is just always in character. But Shannon Sharpe too, man. The only thing I don't like about Shannon Sharpe is that he a 60-year-old man. I don't know how old Shannon Sharpe exactly is, but he about 50, 60 years old, and he just got this infatuation with LeBron, man. It's like, dude, chill out, bro. You too old. You a Hall of Famer yourself. Like I said, I'm suspecting that Shannon Sharpe is on the payroll, the Clutch sports media payroll. So, you know what it is with those guys. We ain't gonna run up the bill on them too much. But anyway, this combo could be good for ratings. Like I say, I tune in. I'm not a big ESPN fan. Y'all know, you know what I mean? I listen in, so y'all don't have to, because a lot of the stuff that they talk about now is hot garbage. Even when they are talking about sports, they're not actually talking about sports. It's, just kind of highlighting one or two dudes. Just like, come on, man. Rest in peace, Stuart Scott, man. Dang, bro. You don't know the good old days are gone until they're gone. So I remember when boy Stuart Scott was breaking down the game. I was looking at an old ESPN. I don't even know when, y'all. It was just an old clip, I guess, in my my algorithm on my reels. And dude, it was the white guy with glasses. I think his name is Neil something. And y'all forgive me, man. I know the modern day journalists and all these guys very well, because I just jumped into the media realm about 6 months ago. So I keep up with these clowns. A lot of them are clowns. Like I say, a couple of them I agree. I always put on a spectrum, a percentage of who I agree with. Chris Broussard probably be like a 70. My boy Rob Parker probably like an 80%. On that kind of scale. Those are probably the two dudes I listen to the most, media wise. But anyway. Listening to the old ESPN clip, bro, it's just how they was keeping it about the game, breaking it down the game, talking about actual plays, and why this guy fits with this team, because this team runs the West Coast offense, all this kind of stuff. It was just, and I'm mixing that up with some football stuff too. They was talking some West Coast offense, about how all NFL offenses kind of uses that in different moderations, but nonetheless, just listening to the old ESPN, man, just makes you This stuff that they be talking about now is just like throw up, man. It's vomit. They try to tell you it's souffle food and all this kind of stuff. It is vomit. But I'm excited to see what Stephen A. and Uncle Shay gonna do, man. It could probably work if they keep it about the game and they keep it sports and they don't get too far off into no agendas. I like to see this combination work. Like I said, I think it's only gonna be on Mondays and Tuesdays right now. So that's we'll see what happens. I guess they just gonna try it out. If it go crazy, because Monday is the football day anyway, so and Sunday, so you know what I mean. I know ESPN they on their football season right now, so anyway, that's just my take on it. Y'all tell me what y'all think in the comment section. I just want to say I do appreciate all of the love and support I was getting, man. The subs have gone up, the likes, the views, all that kind of stuff. I do appreciate that, y'all, because I try not to just jump on every storyline and just give y'all a bunch of videos at one time. I do my due diligence, kind of do a little study and see what's going on out there, see what storylines are even worth talking about. I know some guys in my comments, and I do appreciate y'all too, fellas, because it gives me, when y'all tell me like, oh man, nobody worry about this subject or whatever, it does give me an awareness as to, all right, maybe I can find a hotter, a more engaging headline to tag and bring to the channel, because there's a lot of stuff out there, a lot of stuff that, like, even my inner core dude that kind of keep up with the same stuff I keep up with, I'll find a news headline that they may not be familiar with, and that be the motivation. Really, it's more personal than business. So I am gonna be doing my research. So if it ain't a bunch of videos just dropping all day every day, y'all just know that your boy is working. Y'all are the bosses, like I say. I want to make sure that the product is approvable to y'all standards. Make sure it's something worth viewing. Like I say, I've been noticing that the channel is growing, so I'm always going to stay humble, I'm always going to stay appreciative, I'm always going to stay grateful for all the support I get, because at the end of the day, it's for y'all. I ain't trying to listen to myself talk. You know what I mean? I want to make sure that I'm bringing my expertise and my experience and my 20 plus years in sports, playing, watching, coaching, all this stuff, to make sure that I'm bringing my expertise make sure that it's valuable, you feel me? And make sure that it's valuable for y'all. So nonetheless, I just want to let y'all know that I see the growth. We definitely just surpassed 100 subs. I think it's about 109, 110 last time I checked, but and like I say, I'm noticing it, man. So I'm gonna do a video dedicated to the 100 subs. I'm just gonna read off everybody the first hundo. Now, thank y'all, and I'm gonna read off everybody because, like I say, man, the growth has kind of happened to my surprise, but it also has showed me that your boy doing what he's supposed to do. You know what I mean? Y'all approving of it, so I'm gonna keep it coming. I don't want to keep this video long drawn out. I just want to say thank y'all from the Savant himself. Let me get back to my studies, get back to work, because I ain't no coach, I ain't no player, I'm the Savant. Y'all the bosses, I'm just the guy that love to work. No sleep, cat naps, and coffee, y'all. I appreciate it. Y'all be blessed, be good, man.